Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Shape Your Truth podcast. I'm Dr. Kamika, and today we are going to be exploring a powerful tool that can help you boost your confidence and create meaningful keepsakes while you're on your journey. It's blogging, and it can help whether you're trying to start a weight loss journey, you're starting on a new educational path, you want to improve your wellness or make some goals about your health, some goal you're trying to reach. It's very good to have a history, a backlog of what happened, so that you can, you know, be able to celebrate your wins later, and then also to be able to see how far you come from, and also be able to recount what happened, and give document and show the world that this is what happened, be a testimony for you. And then maybe later you might want to write a book, or you might want to do a blog, you might want to do something else, and you have enough footage from your vlogging and history from your vlogging to help you in something you may want to do in the future. But it's always a good idea. It keeps you talking about the subject, and it keeps you um, accountable to yourself. So I think it's a very good way to boost the confidence. You'll have a documented history of how you look and how you transform, or when you started off, maybe as a beginner of something, and then you gradually improved and see the process. And you can remind yourself whenever you need to of what you did to get to that point. And you can also show somebody else with the video, right? So let's get right on to it. First, we're going to talk about the power of vlogging. Okay, we need to understand why vlogging is such a powerful tool for boosting your confidence. Well, vlogging or video blogging, you can call it, yeah, it's the same like a blog you would write. You're just recording your life or detailing it on video instead of what you're writing. Okay, it involves documenting and sharing your personal experiences, thoughts, and progress through the video. Okay, and here's why it can be transformative. Okay, it is a visible accountability partner. By sharing your goals and progress publicly, you create a sense of accountability. Knowing that others are following your journey can motivate you to stay committed. So you have your community that watches you, they'll be your accountability partner. And you have time to self reflect on a regular. It'll keep you practicing to come back and self reflect and work out what happened, and get work through troubles, or work through problems, work through setbacks. And you'll be regularly creating content that encourages you to reflect on your journey. The self reflection can help you understand your motivations and why you're doing this, okay? And help you to recognize your achievements, your wins, and you can see the setbacks, and you can get some idea, work through it on how you want to work, get past those setbacks, okay? You get a plan of attack. It helps you to kind of work those things out. And also could be a source of community support when you're blogging, like on YouTube, or you have, maybe you make your own blog website, whatnot. You will grow a community of people that are watching it, and whether that's a small community or a very large community, it'll be your people. Okay, it'll be people who or be supportive to you, and they're gonna view and offer encouragement and advice in the comments and things like that. And then there'll be your support, and also another way to be accountable. And the support that they give could be very empowering, because a lot of times you have your family support, but they know you, they're your family, they're supposed to like you, they're supposed to love you. But these people, you being vulnerable in front of them, they see your journey, they may empathize, or they may have some history in it, and they identify they're your people. So is a community outside of your family and the people that you know. It's like like versus like, or like attracts like. They'll be your tribe, okay? And then the most important thing I find about this blogging that I found myself to be very liberating was this confidence building aspect of it. As I share my stories, I got more and more comfortable talking about them. And I received positive feedback and some negative feedback. Most of mine was positive. And I think people are just being very, very nice and still being very, very nice. But yeah, I haven't hardly had any negative feedback. The only negative feedback I've gotten was people, those people who like to shame you for having a weight loss surgery or not. And now more recently, shaming for using the GLP-1 agonist drugs like the Ozempic and Wegovy. That's the new shame going on. But the attitude of like you cheated or something, that's I only had a couple of people come at me that way. Not really too many. But yeah, those are the things they say. Well, you took the easy way out, and that's a whole nother argument. But yeah, but most of this has been encouragement. It's been helping me to get confidence speaking on camera, and just being able to tell my story in a way that that's relatable. And it's a time out for me to having to talk to people about medications all the time, and I get to share my opinion, and I don't have to just be reporting on papers or journals that I read or statistics, or I'm not the drug interaction police and adverse effect police for medications. I just get to give my own opinion on things, and it helped me to um, gain more confidence when talking about myself. So I really think vlogging is a good idea while you're on this journey. Um, and then the last thing is it creates something that you can have as a keepsake to look back, like a time capsule. Um, when I was growing up, people used to put things inside of a capsule, like from, oh, we want to see what this looks like in 2024. And 2024 back then seemed a long time away. And you're supposed to go back at whatever time you marked and dig up that capsule and see all the things that were left in there, that the keepsakes and everything. But with vlogging, you have a digital keepsake, and you don't have to worry about going back and digging it up out the ground. You'll always have it virtually and electronically and digitally. You can pull it up anytime and save it in the cloud, and it's gonna always be there. So yeah, and those vlogs become a living record of your journey. And for years, you'll be for all the years that you're doing this journey, and you'll be able to go back years from now and just see those videos and look and say, man, look how far I've come. And be able to tell people and be an example to others and share your experiences. And um, it can be very, what I want to say, uplifting and somewhat humbling sometimes, when you look back at those old pictures, and when I look back at the old pictures and think of how how the person I used to be, and how losing this weight and getting my health back together, how it changed my entire life, and it allowed me to be able to break down barriers or break down limitations that I placed on myself in other areas in my life that didn't have anything to do with weight. Okay. But when I look back at those pictures, it's very humbling. Um, Especially sometimes when you arrived, you sometimes need that reminder of where you came from. And I think keeping this digital record will be a great keepsake for you to look back at. When I had my surgery, I was in my teens, and I didn't allow anyone to take pictures. And that is something I really regret. I didn't keep any pictures of myself when I was big. You can barely find any. And now that I'm trying to help other people and get them to see um, the before and after, because that's what they like to see. I don't have many pictures of me before and after, and I regret that. I wish I would have documented my journey, so that now that I'm trying to encourage people and help other people and help the teen girls I work with, they can you can see it. It's, it's one thing to tell somebody, but when they can see it with their own eyes, and it's more tangible to them, they can feel more connected, I should say. And I regret that I don't have those pictures. The good thing is that I've done a good job at being able to retell what happened and how it started, so it encourages that way. But a photo would probably add more connection between me and the people that I try to help, especially the teenage girls. So that is the reason why I think blogging is so important, and why it can be a great confidence booster and very, very powerful keepsake when you're doing your journey, weight loss, wellness, self development, whatever that may be. Video, record it, document it in some way, so that you can go back and really be proud of yourself for how far you come. So now we're going to get into how do you get started blogging. Now that you understand all the benefits and how it could basically be a good reminder of how well you're doing, let's talk about how to get started with blogging. And here are some steps that you can do to help you when you start in this journey. Okay. So, first, you want to do like any other thing when you set out on a goal. Every time you set out on any type of goal, you need to set clear goals of what you want to do. Whenever you try to start anything that's leading to any type of success, any type of a mountaintop where you need to be, you need to set clear goals. You need to define the main goal for the blogging, okay? And you need to focus on and ask yourself, am I doing this? Am I going to focus on weight loss? Am I going to focus on fitness? Is this about mental wellness? Or is it about all of the above? But you need to have a clear understanding of what you want to cover in your blogging. Having clear goals will help you to guide your content and what you're going to put out, and then it'll help you stay focused on the things that you address instead of being all over the place with what you're talking about. Now, in the beginning, sometimes you may not have a clear understanding, so you may have multiple goals, but as you keep doing it a while and you figure out what really works for you, you'll narrow those down and you'll focus on the core things that you want to talk about in your blogging. Okay. And then as you move on from setting that goal, the next thing you have to do whenever you start out anything you want to be successful in, you need to plan. So you need to plan the content that you're going to put out, or what parts of the vlog or parts of the recording that you want to keep and give out and put out in the world, and whether you want to give it out now, maybe you want to save a portion for later, but you need to figure out your plan for your content. Okay, you need to outline the types of videos you want to create, and this could include a weekly update on what's going on with your journey. You can record your workouts and your routines, all the things that you're learning when you're new on your health journey or your weight loss journey. You can be one to show how you prep your meals and get in recipes and how you cook them. That could be your plan of content. And you could also just do personal reflection or encouragement, motivational things every day or every week. And that could be your plan for content. But the most important thing is that you plan ahead, okay? So that you can have consistency in your content and variety, okay? It's going to be consistent on what you cover, but you can think about different types of ways to present that, okay? So then the next thing is, where are you going to do this at? I mean, where are you going to have your material? Where are your people going to find you? The people that you're going to connect to, where are they going to find you? So you need to choose a platform. So you need to decide where you're most comfortable and presenting your blog, and that could be YouTube, which is the probably a really the most popular platform for blogging due to it has just a large audience and it's very user friendly. It's easy to do. You don't. It's not that much effort that has to take place. Not, and if you're not really techie, it's very easy. And that's why I chose to start my blogging or my channel for YouTube, because it was not that hard for me to do, and I'm not that much of a techie person. So that's why I went to YouTube. There's other platforms similar to YouTube that you can try out, but you can try them out. There's platforms like TikTok, Instagram, even Facebook, and you can use these platforms in different ways from YouTube, and being able to share your message or document your journey. And they can all be effective. It's just what you're comfortable with and where you think your audience is going to be. They won't have the same setup, but you'll be able to navigate it fairly quickly. And then if you need any kind of a tutorial, you can always go to YouTube per normal, and it'll help you work out whatever little kinks and tech things you're not up to date on, and just keep it simple in the beginning. Keep it as simple as you can while you're learning. And these platforms, the YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they're very user friendly. Okay, and you can just give your short updates, or you can post how frequently you want to. You can post how infrequently you want to, and the platforms are free. But when you're paying for a platform, if you want to get the best use out of it, you need to use it often so that it won't be a waste of your money. But YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook are free platforms for you to, present your content. Now, another thing you want to look at is choosing your introduction, creating your introduction. I didn't really spend much time doing this, which may or may not be a good thing. I just start talking, right? I just start talking what feels comfortable. But this could be a way to also bring more people to your content and more people to your channel and your blog. If you have something that catches them, like a good, nice introduction, a nice hook, and explaining your goals and outlining what your viewers, what your channel is going to be about. But at the same time, you want to be authentic and not too rehearsed, and you want to be upbeat and enthusiastic about what you're talking about. Okay, so in this introduction part, when you introducing yourself to them, and you may have a big introduction for when you start, but you're going to have a daily or weekly introduction, however many times you post your blog, and you want to make sure that is agreeable. Is you being very authentic. You're very enthusiastic, and because this is your chance to make a first impression, a big first impression, where some people are you're introducing your channel to everyone at first, and then when you might meet some new people, so you want to have a new people come across your blog, and you want to be able to introduce yourself to them too in a way that is agreeable, enthusiastic, authentic, and because you want to have your moment to shine and welcome them to stay with you. Okay, and you don't need any fancy equipment. You just need basic equipment. You don't really need to buy all these gears and everything. Some stuff is for professional, like photographers or videographers. If that's not your goal, then you can hold back on all that professional gear and just start with your phone. I started with my phone, and then it had very good camera. I didn't know anything about lighting or anything, and it did the job for me. And I didn't have to really buy any other lighting, but like a little ring lamp, and I had like a little lapel mic, and that's it. And later, I have a brother who's like really into all these camera stuff, and he called me up and told me about different things. And me being a recovering shopaholic, literally for real, due to transfer addiction, I went crazy and bought all kind of microphones and cameras and lights and everything. Stuff I still don't even know how to use. So unless that's a real interest to you, or you're going to be reviewing these kind of things, and don't waste a lot of money on that. As you go along, you can invest in a better equipment. You can get a better camera, a better tripod, a better mic, some better lighting, better backdrop, or a theme that you want to have, a space that you want to film. You can do that later as you move along. You don't have to have everything worked out or be a pro in the beginning. It's just you can just use your cell phone and you'll be just fine. Okay? So, how do you boost your confidence? Through authenticity. Because, like we were saying, we want to show our personality, be authentic, but still have something good to offer them, something that is helpful to them, something that they want to hear, something that may be entertaining for them. But it needs to be something that feels natural, that feels authentic, in the fact that you're being true to yourself, okay? And you're not trying to be somebody else. And this at the same time is boosting your confidence while you're doing things that are authentically you. You're being a little vulnerable, and people are seeing something that you probably usually kept private, but you're letting yourself be vulnerable and authentic. And this, the more times you do it, the more confident you're going to become. And at the end of the day, you'll have a big boost in your confidence. And so you're just going to focus on being true to yourself, being authentic, knowing what your journey is. You're on your journey, not somebody else's. This is a me versus me situation. You're not in competition with anyone. And this will help you to like just gain all this confidence and the self-esteem boost that you need. You'll get more and more confident in the way you look, the way you talk on audio, the way you see yourself on video. You'll just be more comfortable. It'll just be you. At first, it looks foreign, or you sound foreign. You don't know what your voice really sounds like, and you're hearing it for the first time. It can be very awkward. Seeing yourself on camera, you can be very critical of yourself. But as you keep doing it, you just fall into who you are, and it is a great confidence and self-esteem booster. And let me see, how can we like even make this greater tool for you to boost the confidence? I would say it's very important, like I'm saying, to share your true self. So you're not perfect, so don't try to be perfect. Share both your successes and the struggle. People will connect with your real stories, and showing your vulnerability. Okay, this can make your journey more relatable to other people, like I was saying earlier, and it's inspiring to them. So be true to yourself, be exactly who you are, show up as you, and then celebrate your wins. People like to hear when you're doing good. They don't just want to hear when you're doing bad. They want to hear when you're doing good. So highlight your progress, no matter how small it is. Celebrate those wins. Celebrate those small victories, because they build momentum. Okay, as you, like I said, you do it again and again and again, and you showing just exactly who you are. You get more confident in it. Okay, showing your vulnerability makes your journey more relatable, and as you do it, you'll gain more strength. Okay, you'll gain more certainty in yourself. Okay, and then your momentum keep building and building, and it will reinforce your beliefs and your ability to achieve an outcome, to get to a goal. It'll show you, if I can do this smaller thing, I can keep doing the smaller thing. I can keep doing the smaller thing. I can keep doing the smaller thing. And it's going to all come together into a big event. Okay. You did this small thing at first, added to this small thing, added to another small thing. And as you keep doing those small things, it turns into a big event of progress. Okay. And you'll reach that goal that you're getting to. And yeah, so those small things, celebrate them. And small victories, celebrate them. And engage your audience. Respond to their comments. Don't just leave them hanging. Answer questions if they ask you a question. If it's not nothing ridiculous, you don't have to answer questions of lewd comments or racial comments or anything. Sometimes people can be very, very rude. You don't have to answer any body shaming comments or anything like that. But if you answer the comment and you engage your people, they'll participate. It encourages them to keep viewing and be a part of your ecosystem, your people. Okay, if you interact with them, they feel like they belong. Okay, so this is all going to create a supportive community for you with your audience and and the audience between each other, not just between you and them, each other. They'll keep seeing each other in the comments and they'll have a online community relationship as well. And yeah, then you can reflect on your growth. Regularly watch your old videos. It's kind of hard at first. Until you get used to how you look and how you speak and hearing your voice. But watch your old videos and critique yourself a little bit. See what you like, what you didn't like. See and look at the trends of what people seem to gravitate toward and see how your self-esteem improves as you reflect on it. I guarantee with each video, you'll get a little bit more comfortable and your confidence will just blossom with each video that comes, and your self-esteem will have this ginormous boost. Okay, with each video that you do. Okay, and it will remind you of just how resilient you are and how much progress you have made. Now, another thing that is very important for keeping yourself boosted with confidence and being very authentic is being positive, saying positive talk, positive affirmations. You can use this blog as a way to speak good about yourself. Give yourself some grace in these comments, a little love and care, and talk nice to yourself, and sometimes we just do a lot of negative talk on ourselves. We only point out what's bad. We say things like, "Oh, you're stupid. You're crazy. You're this and that and the third." And I really believe that what you constantly say or what you constantly put into yourself, whether that's your mouth, or whether that's your ears, whether that or your skin, whatever you are allowing to seep into your system, it um, can take over. Okay, so if you constantly allow negative content around you, negative music, negative TV shows, all that you're consuming is negative, you're going to be a very negative person. If you constantly tell yourself negative things, how can you expect a positive outcome? How can you even see a positive outcome if it's presented itself because you are so negative? So try to reverse that negative self talk with positive affirmations. Okay, so this is going to reinforce your confidence in your mindset. Speak positive to yourself. Don't call yourself crazy or stupid or put yourself down. Always try to build yourself up. If that thought comes to your mind, don't. It's not enough to just say the opposite. No, it's you have to constantly work toward the opposite. Okay, and knowing that that's not you, knowing that that's a lie, and speaking to it if it's bothering you. Say no. I am not stupid. Okay, I'm very capable, and it's not enough to just say it. You have to believe it and do. Okay, work at it until it becomes a part of you. Okay, So, overcoming challenges and staying motivated. Let's talk about that as we talk about our blogging. So, every journey has its challenges, okay? You're going to know that. And vlogging is no exception, okay? You're going to be doing a journey and you're going to be vlogging at the same time. And it's going to have its challenges, and you're going to have your challenges on your journey. So, here's how to overcome those challenges and stay motivated, okay? Dealing with negative feedback. You have a way of how you're going to deal with negative feedback, because like I said earlier, you are going to probably have one or two, you're going to have somebody say some negative things about you, okay? And that people are trolls. They just live in a world of misery and they like to spread it onto other people. So it's very important to understand how you want to deal with those negative comments, feedback that you get. Focus on the constructive criticism, though. Sometimes it may be negative, but it's a good point that you want to look at. And then some comments you should just completely ignore. You don't, they're irrelevant, they're derogatory, they're not productive of any kind. Um, they don't have any value. They're just bringing people down and insulting. Ignore those things. Remember, you're doing this for yourself. You're not doing this for anybody else, and you're allowing these people to enjoy your journey. Okay, you're not here to please them. Okay, you're doing this to be a help to somebody and a help to yourself. But the most important part is your help to yourself. This is helping you build that confidence you need, and being able to see your progress and celebrate your wins, and having a recorded document, a digital document, so that maybe you want to use for some other purposes in the future. So all of this is for you, and you're allowing these other people to get in the car with you, and hopefully they get something out of it, but you're not here to please them. Okay, keep that very, 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 very direct when you talk to these negative folks. Very, very. Okay, it has to be three varies, because you got to have a strategy of how you want to approach the criticism. You can be direct with them, or you can just ignore those negative comments. But like I said, if it's something that you might need to tighten up on, then that's okay. Okay, we can think about it if we want to implement what they're suggesting. But at the end of the day, you're doing this for you and not to please anybody else. Okay. Now, consistency is key here. If you want to build trust with your audience, you need to be consistent. It helps you to stay accountable to. If you're consistent, if you have a plan and you're doing that plan the way you outlined it to be, you have a calendar of how you want things to go, and you stay consistent, and your audience knows you and they know what to expect, and you'll be having accountability to them, and you're accountable to your schedule that you made and the content that you plan to do, and you have a record of you're making this commitment. So you'll be accountable. You'll be able to have both tangible accountability and accountability to other people that you don't know. You'll have tangible in the fact that you're making a schedule and you planning the content, and then you'll have your people that are showing up to consume your content, and there's your accountability two ways. Okay, so first thing, when you're trying to schedule all this content and you're trying to schedule what you want to talk about and what days and all of this type of things, and the type of people you want to get your word out to, or your audience that you want to address, you need to set some realistic scheduling goals. If you have the time to record every day, record every day. If you don't, you don't. But it's very important that you plan this around what you have to do around your regular life. Unless this becomes your full-time job or something like that, it needs to fall into the priority line the tally of things that you need to do. You know, you think has your number one priority, and that's it. Priority. That's the first thing at the top, and then the other things fit around it. Okay, so you should have your non-negotiable things that you have to do, and then everything else fits around it. And this can be one of the non-negotiables, or it can be a subset where it's important, but it's not a priority, and it depends on how much you want to get out of this and what is your goal with doing this blog. Okay, if it's just you time, self-care, just for a keepsake, then it may not be at the top of the priority. But if you're trying to do this as a way to replace your income or something like that, then it may be a top at the top priority. Okay, you have to figure that out. And then you want to find some inspiration. The inspiration can come from anywhere, but there are going to be some tough days, and you need to, and it won't be the normal things that give you inspiration on those tough days. Sometimes there's going to be some tough days where you may have had something in your private life, or you may have had a sickness, illness, something come up, and it's a tough day. You need to find inspiration, and it may not come from the usual places. Okay, so you need to read some books, um, read the newspaper if they have newspapers. Do they have? I only see it online too now. But if watch some other podcasts, watch some documentaries. You need to find inspiration in some way, and then the best way I think it is just like what we're talking about with being authentic with your content. You need to find authentic content of people who have a way to motivate you. Okay, something that's external that can motivate you, can reignite your passion when you're having those bad days. And it's really like goofy things, funny things can make you feel better, but they're not necessarily inspirational all the time. I mean, a lot of the time, sometimes you may find some inspiration through humor, but usually it's about something of substance. So you might want to read a book, you might want to listen to another podcast, you might want to, um, look at some documentaries and try to find that inspirational thing or topic or phrase in those words that they're sharing with you. And yeah, and that will just help you get over that little hump. And if sometimes it is just emotional, a funny movie, a comedy show, that always does it for me. I'm telling you, on my worst days, when I was probably feeling the most down I've ever felt in my life, I could put on the Martin Lawrence TV show, and I'm telling you, in a couple of hours, I forgot all about the how down I was just at the humor alone. And I remember also during the pandemic when I was so sick that I was septic and in the hospital for 6 days, and watching little Boosie videos, interviews with Vlad TV. I mean, I was in some of the worst pain in my life and could not breathe barely without the oxygen. But I sitting there laying on your back, I forgot about it in those little moments. Like it just was a little escape, and it was so entertaining to me, and not necessarily inspirational, but it did something for my spirit. It did something for me emotionally. So you might want to find inspiration in something with substance, but humor, if you're feeling a little down and emotional, you might just cut on something funny, something that's humorous to you, or something that you enjoy. And I tell you, if you give it a try, you'll forget about, or the goal, the intensity will decrease on your emotional upset. So you need to also have your own privacy, but you need to be very transparent about some things. Okay, you want to be open. It's important to be open. It's important to be authentic, But you don't have to share everything about your life, your private life. You don't have to tell your every detail of what has occurred. Okay, you need to set some boundaries with this as well. Um, it needs to be on a very essential and need to know basis. You don't have to share too much. Okay, if it's not providing any value, if it's not helping you in any way, if it's not going to help anybody else, if it's not something that you're passionate about or that you even like to do at all, then you may not want to share those situations. Or you may, if something's so bad that you can't talk about it, you may not want to, in a way that's not upsetting, you may not want to share it here unless you think it could be some value to some other people. But you do need to set some boundaries around what you want to present to others, and be comfortable with what you're putting out. Okay. And yeah, with all this planning, you make sure you're keeping up with time management. You want the vlogging to be a aid for you, and you don't want the vlogging to start consuming all your time. So that's why planning is very important. Um, you need to plan when you're gonna research for content. You need to plan what avenue you want to go down, the topics, how you want to record, where you want to record, and how long this is going to record. And you want to establish how much content you want backlog, how much content you want out, like 4 weeks out. You want to plan your content that way to have enough done 4 weeks out so that you can um, have some breather room to do other things. You need to plan that out too, so you can fit the things that you need to do in, um, and not allow this vlogging to take over everything in your life. Okay, so batch recording is very good. You can spend a day and you have all your topics and all the content that you want to present, and you can spend a day, you can do 5 or 6 videos, or you can depending on how many times you put out content a week, you can say this day I do my recording, and this day I do my planning, this day I do my research. And but you need to set up a system of how you want to get this done, and how it is not going to take away from the things that you want to do, it or you need to do in your life, and when out there with your family, with the people you care about, and not in this virtual world or vlog world. Okay, you still need to be connected with that world. You don't want this to consume you. Okay, so how you want to engage with your community is very important. Building a supportive community is one of the most rewarding aspects of vlogging. Okay, and here's how you can get some support from your community. You respond to the comments, as we said. You create interactive content where they can answer questions, and you can have run polls. You can encourage them to tell you their stories to share. Um, and yeah, responding to them, building a relationship. Okay, this not only builds engagement, but it also provides valuable content ideas when you involve them. Okay, and then it may be an opportunity to collaborate with other people. You may have some people who could want to invite you to speak, or somebody wants to invite you on their podcast, or somebody wants to work with you, see how they can get more time with you, be more intimate relationship with you as far as your health and wellness journey go, or period, if you want that kind of thing. Okay, and so yeah, it can be some good opportunities for you to network with your audience. Okay, and they really feel like they have a sense of who you are, and it'd be a good time to collaborate with other influencers, or just different brands, or people want to contact you. They feel connected. You may represent what they're trying to do for their company, and so it can build those kind of relationships. And when you go on to these other people's podcasts or you're interacting on their channels, it can draw their audience to you as well. So you'll be borrowing their audience, and and they'll do the same thing with you. So kind of the networking is it's very good. It's a very good idea. I like networking with other people. I really like the podcast network. This seems very, very welcoming, and you learn some new things too in the process. So you can also ask them to participate in challenges. Like on my YouTube channel, I do challenges. We have done a 21-day fasting challenge. I've done a 1 year. I'm on a 1 year no buy challenge, and we're also doing a 100 days of content posting or sharing some type of content in some type of way for 100 days. So those are the three type of contents that I have done or have participated in on my channel. And it's just like you said, the challenges keeps the people coming in and reviewing to see how far everyone else has come, and you get to check in with each other, and you can see how many people are got your back and want to support you in the challenge. And yeah, it just fosters a more sense of community, and it motivates you, and it also motivates them, so you can keep on track. It's just like adding more and more and more and more and more to the community and motivation, and also your confidence. Okay, so I want to talk about reflecting and adjusting your approach. So, regular reflection is very essential to ensure your vlog remains relevant and engaging. Okay, you want to talk about stuff people want to talk about. So, review your content. Look at which videos perform well. You need to go over that. If you use YouTube, you need to get YouTube Studio and look at the progress. Look at who watched what, the different demographics. It has all the breakdown to analyze why something worked and why something didn't work, and maybe you can go back to the drawing board and see how you can make this better. You use the information to guide your future content. Okay, and then you can ask for feedback from your community. I've done that a lot of times. A lot of times I got no response. I think people are nicer than you think. They haven't said anything, but then there are a few that who do give me some feedback, and then you can say, well, okay, you like this type of thing, well, we can do some more of that, and maybe we can mix it up a different way, this way or that way. Or they may say, oh, I like this but, and you can decide if that but is something you want to add to the program. The suggestions are great. Okay, so ask for the feedback. It helps you stay connected. It helps you to know what they want to see, the people that are watching. And if it aligns with what you're doing and you want to use it, go ahead. It's another great idea, another avenue for you to go down. Okay. So you also may want to adjust your goals from time to time. You check your progress, you see what's going on, and you might say, okay, we did that, and we're going to do enough of that. So let's bring it up a notch. Let's do a little bit more. Or you may say that is not working at all, and let's scrap that. Let's go back to the drawing board and let's do something else. Or you can say, oh, this is okay. We need to tweak it a little bit. Let's figure out how it can work better, and proceed with that way. Okay, but adjustments are needed sometimes, and it allows you to set new goals. Whether that's trying to grow something that went well, scrap something that didn't go well, or kind of make something that's a little because there's a little work on it so it can get better. Don't be afraid to adjust your goals. Reflect on them, see how well they're going, and if they need to be adjusted or tweaked, go right ahead. Be confident in that, in your decision to do that as well. Okay, and like you say, you're gonna ask your audience for suggestions or feedback, and you're gonna be on other people's podcasts or other people's channels, or you're going to be working with other influencers or content creators, you're going to get some new ideas. So you see what people are into on different areas that may not even be talking about the same thing you are talking about, or they may be talking about the same thing you're talking about, but it's something new for you to try. So it keeps your content fresh, and you can examine new formats of how you want to present it. How, if you want to do stuff outside, if you want to do stuff indoors, if you want to do high, low lights, you want to do brighter lights, you want to have a big studio with the backdrops, or if you want to have um, other people come on and talk with you on your channel or your podcast, you can decide how you want to set that up. Whatever the new trend that's going on, you should be up to date on it, and also be aware of what's working in the audience that you're interested in, and also some other companion arts audiences, something similar but not quite what you're doing, and you might find some new things you want to try on your channel. Okay, so here's my final thoughts on this. I'm gonna wrap this episode up today, and we just want to go back and reflect on what we said today about the power of vlogging and how it could be a great tool to boost your confidence and create a lasting keepsake, a digital record for you on your journey. So, first thing we want to remember is that vlogging encourages self-reflection. By regularly documenting your experience, you gain a deeper understanding of yourself and your progress. And sharing your journey builds confidence. Just sharing it, the just talking more, just putting yourself out there builds your confidence. You can get some positive feedback, and you get community support that reinforces your beliefs in your ability to achieve your goal. Okay. And the keepsake part. You're going to be creating this keepsake. Your vlog becomes a living record of your journey. Okay. Looking back at these videos in the future will remind you of your resilience, growth, and achievement. So, I'd like to thank you for joining me on this episode of Shape Your Truth podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Kamika, and on this channel, we talk about weight loss, self-realization, and self-development. I hope you feel inspired to start or continue vlogging your weight loss journey, your wellness journey. And remember, your story is powerful, and sharing it can inspire others while boosting your own confidence. If you have any questions or you need any further guidance on this, feel free to reach out to me on social media, and I'll get back to you. And before I let you go, I want to tell you about some inspiration you can gain from some books. I want to tell you about this book called Life. Okay. Okay, so before we wrap up, I want to tell you about this book called Life in the Fat Lane. This is a novel that tells the story of a popular teenager. It's a popular story, okay, about a thin teenage girl who suddenly gains weight due to a rare medical condition, and explores her issues of body image, self-esteem, and the impact of societal expectation, and offering a relatable and empathetic perspective for the teens. Okay, so this book is Life in the Fat Lane by Sherry Bennett. And that's one of the books I want to recommend. And one more book is the Self-Esteem Workbook for Teens. It's an activity book to help you build confidence and achieve your weight loss goals. And it's by Melissa M. Schwab. And this book is designed specifically for teenagers to help them build self-esteem and confidence through a series of engaging activities. It covers topics like body image, self-worth, and achieving personal goals. So those are two books I wanted to share with you in case you wanted to read a little bit more on confidence, body image, and weight loss journeys, reasons why we vlog in the first place. Okay, so as we said, thank you for watching Shape Your Truth podcast. And if you have any questions, you want to know anything about what we talked about today, reach out to me. I'm on social media, and I'm on Instagram and Facebook, Dr. Kamika, Dr.KamikaBaylo on Instagram, and Dr. Kamika on Facebook. So until next time, keep sharing your truth and living your best life. Okay? Stay well and stay inspired.